Hi, welcome to the Quiet Zone Coaching. I'm Susan Patang. Today's video class is 5 ways to deal with lockdown stress for moms. Okay, so this is a kind of a stressful period for you, isn't it? I mean, you can't work efficiently with the kids home. If you can work at all, you need somebody to help the kids while they're doing that online schooling or just to keep an eye on them to make sure they're not bashing each other while class is on, and it's not easy. I have 4 kids. My kids are grown, but I know what it's like to have kids at home. So yeah, it's not easy. And I'm hoping to give you some tips today that will help smooth the path for you a little bit. The first tip is to organize your time. So I know that seems kind of, well, duh, yeah, of course, but get a calendar book and make sure that you put lists down of the tasks that you have to do. Block time out for those tasks. Be flexible, because obviously with kids, you know that things are going to happen. But keep track of what it is you need to do. Prioritize those tasks. Write them in your calendar book. Cross them off when you're done. Try to do time blocking and block some time out for those tasks. At least if you have a plan, it gives you a psychological feeling of control. Because a lot of times when we have kids, we don't feel like we're in very much control, do we? So there you go. Just try to exert a little bit of control over the way your day unfolds, because that way you're not constantly trying to hold it in your mind about what do I have to do next and what do I have to do next. It's spelled out for you. If it doesn't happen the way you wrote it down on your list or in your calendar, oh well, be flexible, but at least you had a plan. So if you take 5 minutes at the beginning of the day to do that, you're golden. It'll make things easier for you. Number 2, have an attitude of being solution oriented. Okay, so what are the problems that you face? What are the specific issues that you need to address? And what are some of the possible solutions? So rather than getting worked up, because I know that's easy to do, and freaked out by, oh my God, who's going to watch the kids and how am I going to do this? And am I going to have to quit my job or whatever? Okay. Um, think about some possible solutions. Be creative, do some brainstorming, call up some friends, call up some relatives. What are some things that we can do? Um, I've heard some stories about learning pods. People in neighborhoods are getting together and having the kids go, rotate from house to house, so that they can do their online classes and one parent isn't constantly overburdened. You could think about trying to recruit or to even pay a relative or a babysitter just for a couple of hours a day so the kids can do what they need to do online and you can work uninterrupted. So look at what some of your potential solutions are. And what I've just suggested may not apply well for you, but be creative, do some brainstorming. Think to yourself, I've solved other problems before. How am I going to solve this one? Okay, which now leads us to our number 3 strategy for dealing with stress when you're at home. And that is to monitor your self talk. What are you telling yourself about these things? Are you thinking to yourself, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is so hard. Everything's falling apart. My world is crumbling. Okay. Or are you saying, hey, I've dealt with crises before. I can make this work. I can make this happen, even if I have to do it alone. Okay. So think about some times in your past when you have had to deal with big crises like this or issues that caused inconvenience or things that didn't go right. Think about ways that you handled those situations effectively and pat yourself on the back and give yourself a golfer's clap because you know how to do this. In your mind, you do have the solutions. So I can think of some creative solutions. Tell yourself that. Think about other times when you have done it in the past so you know you can do it. Our next tip is to stay in the moment and be mindful. Okay. And that's important because the COVID cat is out of the bag. We can't put that genie back in the bottle. Okay. It's here. It is what it is. We want to keep ourselves. What is our goal? Our goal is to keep ourselves safe, to keep our family safe, and yet to still make sure that our lives stay as normal as possible. So how do we do that? We do that in the moment because the past is gone. Okay. We can't do anything about putting the COVID away, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. For all we know, there might be a vaccine that comes out tomorrow that's very effective or not. So stay in the moment, do the best that you can in the moment. Okay. And don't worry about what's coming, because you know from your self talk that you've handled past things, crises in the past, and done just fine. You can do it again. So focus on what's happening right now and dealing with the issue that's on your plate in front of you right now. The next trick is, and this one is super important, which is why I saved it for last. Schedule time for self-care. Okay. And I know that those of you who are out there who are single moms, especially, are going to laugh in my face and say, "What are you talking about, woman?" Um, it can be done. Take that calendar that we were talking about and find a time from 5 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday. The kids are going to neighbor's house, or they're going to play at their aunt's house, or your husband's going to watch them, or whatever, okay, or your partner, and you are going to take the time to do something that you love to do to take care of yourself. So what do you like to do? Do you like to read? Do you like candlelit baths? Do you like to jog or go walking or exercise and ride your bike? Do you like to knit or crochet or to paint or whatever? Schedule time in your calendar. It is an inviolable time. You have to keep it. You must find somebody to watch the kids. Now, you would be able, if you were going to go out to the club with a bunch of friends, you would find a babysitter, wouldn't you? This is just important. Find a babysitter, even if it's just for an hour at a neighbor's house, so that you can do something for you. This is a cliche, I know, but it's very true. You can't take care of other people unless you're able to care for yourself first. Okay, just like when you're on the airplane and down comes the oxygen mask and they say put yours on first before you put your child's on. And there's a reason for that. And it's very true. I want you to take care of yourself. Now, if you have felt that these tips were helpful to you, there are a lot of other things that you can do in order to take some of the stress off yourself. Um, First and foremost is usually communication and conflict. When we've been at home like this and our normal routine has been disrupted, we start fighting with our partner over who's going to do the dishes, and we start arguing with the kids over bedtimes and homework and video games. We start having disagreements with our mother-in-law or our nosy Aunt Rosie, who wants to know how the kid's doing and what are you doing about this, and it's none of her business, and you want to go, we all have one, okay? So if that's something that you think might benefit you to learn how to deal with conflict, criticism, and communications without stress and anxiety, go to my website, www.thequietzonecoaching.com. I have a one-off session. It's called a super lesson session. It's like a power session for $97. You get a video lesson like this one, you get written supporting materials, and you get a one-on-one session with me where we take the principles of effective communication and problem solving and apply them to your situation, your life, and people in it for $97. When you leave after 45 minutes after that session, you will be able to handle the conflict in your life without stress and anxiety. So please, www.thequietzonecoaching.com. You'll see it right on the banner, how to deal with conflict without stress and anxiety. Click on that. It'll take you right to where you can purchase it right on the website. I look forward to seeing you. Until the next video, stay sane.